trip for the Grand Canyon University Lopes. 28 days is the gap between their last home game and today. But they have brought up the lights for this Tuesday or Wednesday evening foray, as it's a crosstown matchup between the Lopes and the Firestorm of Arizona Christian University. Good evening, everybody, and we hope you had a wonderful Christmas and are having a great holiday season. Along with my partner in crime, as I welcome back to the microphone, Chelsea Mendelson, Jim Howe, ready to bring you the last week of 2023. And Chelsea, a productive road trip for the Lopes. One, though, that ended with a little bit of a bad taste in their mouths.
Yeah, their last game on the road across the country at Liberty. Not a great game. They had a lot of issues with turnovers, with free throws. And it was just not GCU's game. But overall, they've had a really good season. As you talked about, overall, a great road trip. They got some solid wins, an overtime win. And, you know, overall, GCU looks really, really good, and they're looking to try to open back up some more home play here tonight.
That 65-52 loss to Liberty snapped their 6-game winning streak, and the Lopes come in with a record of 8-3. Also an impressive overall record for their opponents today, Arizona Christian, who come in 9-4, but they are reeling a little bit. They come off a very surprising loss to Olivet Nazarene at home a week ago in Glendale, 94-81. One that was one for the books because Olivet Nazarene shoots threes. I don't mean they shoot threes, I mean they shoot threes. 21 three-pointers made out of 55 attempts in ACU's last game. That was their second straight loss after winning 4 straight. So both of these teams come in trying to get back on the winning track, and we are just about ready for the opening tap as you see Molly Miller hoping her team can get win number 9, and also some special things about that, but we'll talk more about that as we go along. And the lady who just had the ball, making her first start for the Lopes since her freshman campaign, Jada Holland, wearing number 22, will set the lineups in just a moment. Lopes wearing their new uniforms. Inside pass, Evans to Tiara Brown. Her shot won't go. Going over the top is Olivia Lane. Gets one hand on it, but that's all as it goes out of bounds. Lopes shape up this way. Holland in there in her first game as starting point guard, joining Nadia Evans in the backcourt. And then the front line of Trinity San Antonio, Tiara Brown, and Olivia Lane. Arizona Christian comes down, moving from right to left across your ESPN Plus TV screen. They line up this way with Alyssa Alvarez, Cynthia Lopez, and Kayla Clark as the 3-guard tandem. And the front line of Emily Till and Hallie Payne. And the Lopes using the press to their advantage. And Olivia Lane forces the first turnover of the evening. Nadia Evans comes in the forecourt quickly. Low block pass. There's Brown. Good position. And Tiara will score.
And Tiara Brown is so dangerous in the paint, especially with all of the amazing pass-first guards that she has on this team. If she can find even a small opening in the paint, she's going to punish you every single time, no matter how much defense you put on her in the end.
A balanced attack for Molly Miller's team. Brown is one of 3 that averages 10 points or more. And Nadia Evans is one of those, and she just got a block shot, the first one of the evening, as she blocks the shot underneath of Hallie Payne. Trinity San Antonio leading the way at nearly 12 a game. But then it's Brown and Evans at just over 10. Retrieving the ball out front, Cynthia Lopez getting the start. Kind of a last-second replacement in place of Sophia Martinez. There's a steal out front. San Antonio with Payne to beat. She'll go down, lay it up, lay it in. And it's 4-0 Lopes very quickly.
And I promise you that won't be the last time you see a drive like that for the Lopes. Trinity San Antonio getting the steals, immediately going the other way and getting the layup. She does that all game, every game. That is her specialty.
San Antonio leading the way in points, assists, and steals for this GCU team. Shot off the mark by Lopez, right into the lap of Lane. And here come the Lopes trying to make it a 6-0 lead, or maybe 7. Out to Holland. She'll fire a 3 that's short, but the rebound off the hands of Payne and retrieved in the corner by Lane. So now the Lopes with a fresh 20 on the shot clock as we played 2 minutes. Holland around the screen. Low block pass. Walled by her lonesome is Tiara Brown. And Tiara Brown 2 for 2 from point-blank range. 6-0 Lopes, off to a fast start. Again, the trapping defense bothering Kayla Clark, and she throws it away. Here's San Antonio on a 3-on-1. Off to Evans. She'll put it up, and it'll roll around and drop through. And the Lopes very quickly on all cylinders, scoring the first 8 points of the game in the first 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, and you want to talk about the defense from Trinity San Antonio, but now you see it again right there from players like Nadia Evans. Every single one of these Lopes is able to give you fantastic defense, turn it around in the fast break, and get easy points as they already find themselves up 10-0 here early on.
Evans with the steal and then the assist to Holland, who gets in the scoring column. And the Lopes with a touchdown and a field goal. Lead by 10, as Chelsea mentioned. Low block pass. Here's Payne trying to work on Brown. Has it stripped from the weak side by Lane. And once again, it's numbers on the other end. San Antonio will keep. San Antonio will score. And fifth-year head coach Rusty Rogers, hands on hips, has seen more than enough. He will call a timeout for the Firestorm as we will step aside. 6:52 left to go first quarter. All home team. GCU 12, Arizona Christian nothing on ESPN+.
Get a shake with your points and some fries on the side with your points.
You get more with every order.
Woo! Get a Whataburger or a patty melt or some breakfast with the points.
You get more with every order.
Get a biscuit or a brownie, but no matter what you pick, you get more. Like your favorite Whataburger or whatever, 'cause it all gives you more with Whataburger Rewards.
This is the most excited Lisa has ever been to get a car wash. And why shouldn't she be? Superstar is known as the #1 car...
Just not something that happens very often,
No.
especially at the college level, so you know they're happy to be back here in front of the Havocs, in front of those Lopes fans. And second of all, the crosstown clash. I mean, these two teams are a very short drive away from each other, representing Arizona and kind of the Phoenix-Glendale area. So, you know, there's kind of a rivalry feel, even though that's not necessarily at the same, you know, they're not playing the same teams at all during the season. And finally, take it from the top. Both these teams defensively want to focus on the top scorers for both of these squads, which for GCU is San Antonio, who's already lighting it up here early on, and then Alvarez for Arizona Christian is another really solid offensive threat, scoring around 16 points per game. Definitely someone GCUs want to keep an eye on and try to keep quiet offensively.
Couple of open looks that time for the Firestorm, one by Madison Kekik, who just checked in, couldn't get that baseline jumper to go, and then Alvarez trying to break that scoring drought, but can't get the shot to go from about 15 feet. So the Lopes again trying to build on it. Evans for three! First time the Lopes have even looked for it from behind three-point range, and it's 15-0. Lopes on top. We played only 4 minutes here at Global Credit Union Arena. On the drive is Alvarez, out of control, passes off, goes out of bounds. She looks around for a foul, doesn't get it. And the Lopes will go to the bench for the first time this evening. Olivia Lane and Nadia Evans will leave, and Shea Fano, along with Anna Osley, and before the game, a nice ceremony as Fano honored for getting her 1,000th point. She did that on the road trip, and very deserving. Fano has been playing some of her best basketball of the season the last couple of games. So Fano in there, she sets a screen for Jada Holland, and then goes back inside. San Antonio give it to Osley. Her first shot of the day, that's off from three-point range, and nothing but black jerseys underneath, as Emily Till brings down the defensive board. Till averages over 10 boards a game to go along with 8 points per contest. Alvarez now double team, going for the steal, coming up empty is Brown. That leaves the shot open for Teresa Moore, but she can't get it to go. But this time the Firestone get the offensive rebound. Alvarez just being hounded and then has it stolen, and then she gets it back and then is knocked down hard. And that will cost Trinity San Antonio the first personal foul of the game for either team.
And that was a hard fall, especially from a player, as we talked about. She's going to take a seat. As we talked about, one of the best players here for Arizona Christian to take a fall like that this early on. Not even just in the game, but in the season. She looks all right, though, as she walks to the bench, but definitely a scary play here for the Firestorm.
And they can't afford to lose her because she comes into tonight as their active leading scorer. Their leading scorer on the season, Lauren Gunn, has missed the last 6 games now with a shoulder injury. And she was averaging over 20 points a game. Here's a shot by Moore again from the baseline, and again it's way short. And crashing the boards this time, Anna Osley. Lead pass, Holland to Brown. Stop. Looking cross court, give it to Fano. Her first foray from three won't go. Lopes crashing the boards right now. Osley almost had it, but winds up in the hands of Arizona Christian's Emily Till. 4.5 minutes left to go first quarter. And the Firestorm still in dire search of points. That one knocked out of bounds as Tierra Brown gets her first breather. And Sydney Erickstrip will get the warm-ups off for the first time. The Portland, Oregon native who transferred from ASU over the summer. Inbound steal and a beauty by Trinity San Antonio. Holland lead pass for Erickstrip. She'll stop, wait for her teammates. Osley come down, give it to Erickstrip. She can fire it from there and does for three.
And there's a ton of players on this GCU roster. Almost every single one can give you a three-pointer. If you give them that much space, GCU is extremely dangerous from behind the arc.
Reagan Henry fumbles, gets it back. Trying to dribble away from San Antonio. Great cutting without the ball, and they finally get their first points, courtesy of Addison Neal on the nice assist pass from Henry.
Yeah, what a pretty bounce pass into the paint. Found her teammate wide open. They're going to need to do more of that if they want to get back in this game.
Erickstrip from the other corner for three. And it is 21-2. And right now, the Lopes pouring it on. Dribble drive. Stopping the ball is Kekik. Gives it off for Till. Right now, the Firestorm have got to feel like the Lopes have 8 players on the floor. Fano covering Henry. She'll throw him a wild shot. Doesn't get it to go, and Fano brings down the board. Nearing the 3-minute mark of this first quarter, the Lopes don't want this to end. Osley in the corner. Can she join the party from 3? No. Rebound comes down to the hands of Teresa Moore. Moore, the 5'10 senior, one of 5 seniors on Rusty Rogers' squad, brings it up court. Now a little open look by Till, but her one-hander from the free throw line won't go. Fano comes down with the board. Holland keeping the pressure on in her first start since her freshman campaign. Osley keeps on firing, but the three-pointer is off the back of the iron this time. Here come the Firestorm. Lopes quickly back defensively. Reagan Henry drive, stop in the lane. Offer Moore. Moore drive on Erickstrip. Quick jump shot won't go in the lane. Gave up on the play. Would have had an offensive board, and instead it comes into the hands of Fano. Lead pass. Holland finds San Antonio. Go to the hoop. Put it up. Won't go. Looked around for a foul. Didn't get it. Firestorm come the other way as it's back and forth all the way around. Here's a three-pointer put up and in this time by Madison Kekik. And it's 21-5.
And that's the kind of shooting and the kind of passing that you know the Firestorm want to do more of as they find themselves into a big hole here early on.
Holland has it poked away from behind. Nice play by Addison Neal. So the Firestorm finally showing some signs of life here in the latter stages of this first quarter. Till, low block pass. Neal, turn around, put it up and in. And Neal doing a great job of cutting without the basketball. So that's her second field goal as Osley dribbles through the lane. Kick out for Erickstrip. She's had the hot hand. Tries to bank it. A 3 doesn't go, but it goes to Fano. She'll sneak in, put up the shot, won't go. Rebound, finally corralled by ACU's Emily Till. Here is Neal. Neal lob inside, but Holland alertly anticipates it and knocks it out of bounds as both teams now with wholesale changes in the final 73 seconds of the first quarter. First appearance for Laura Erickstrip, who will replace her sister in the Lopes lineup to go along with Callie Cooper, who's coming off the bench for the first time this season. Pass out front. Shaylin DeJager puts up the shot that won't go. Henry able to retrieve the board. Henry gets it back, fires a 3. That's off the back of the iron. Scramble for the ball. Here's McKenna Simons, who just checked in. Gets the rebound, goes in, puts it up, won't go, goes down hard. And the foul will be called on Addison Neal to send McKenna Simons to the free throw line. We'll set up the lineups when we get a moment, but it's been back and forth all the way through.
And McKenna Simons, great job to draw the contact in transition to get herself the first free throws of the game. She unfortunately misses that first one, but the IQ to be able to get into the paint there, go through the contact, and send herself to the line is something that's really important for this GCU team.
Simons, the redshirt sophomore who grew up in Overland Park, Kansas, just across the river from Kansas City, makes one of the two, and she's been slowly, steadily earning more minutes off the bench as the month of December has gone along. Neal's three-pointer barely draws iron, and it goes into the lap of Laura Erickstrom. Final minute of this first half. Here's Asha Sra in at point guard. Off for Cooper, who's also in at point guard. Trying to get it for Erickstrom, and it's bumped out of her hands, out of bounds. Little bit of contact. Lopes will get the ball back. 20 on the shot clock, 38.3 left to go in the first quarter, and Rusty Rogers in front of the ACU bench, not happy about something. So Sra will inbound, and now apparently whatever Rusty was upset about has apparently been overruled, and the Firestorm get the basketball as he thought that ball was off of Erickstrom, and the referees confer and agree. So the Firestorm lob inside, and the hook shot is blocked. Horrigan tried to put it up, and it looked like it was Simons who got a piece of it. So now the Lopes can go for the final shot of the quarter. Shot clock is off, and they still have 16 seconds to get a shot up. It's been all Lopes from the opening tap. Sra straight away for Erickstrom. Down to 9, now 8 for Cooper. Here's Simons. Low block for Erickstrom. One bounce. Has it knocked away. Scramble for the ball. And that one's thrown away underneath. Goes to Osley. She'll put it up and put it in to beat the buzzer. And it was that kind of first 10 minutes for the Firestorm of Arizona Christian, trailing by as many as 19. And at the end of one, here at Global Credit Union Arena, it's GCU 24, Arizona Christians.
Live scoop.
Here's Alyssa Albert. Shot put up by Cooper. That's off the back of the iron. Lopes went cold that last 2.5 minutes of the first quarter, but you couldn't notice it by what was on the scoreboard. Here's Alyssa Alvarez. She's going to fire a long three, but that misses everything, and that will go out of bounds untouched. Well, it took ACU over 6 minutes to score points, and they have been swimming upstream ever since. So the Lopes come up with a lineup of Laura Erickstrom, who gets the pass from Callie Cooper and makes it look easy. She gets into the scoring column for the first time tonight, and it's 26-9. Cooper, Erickstrom, Asha Sra, Anna Osley, and McKenna Simons. Here's Alyssa Alvarez. Step away, put up the three-pointer as she got away from Sra. Doesn't go, and Asha comes down with a rebound. Sra, lead pass. Erickstrom will put it up, won't go, but she's pushed and fouled. That was all Kayla Horrigan could do to avoid the easy lay-in. And she'll pick up the personal foul. Not a lot of fouls called in that first quarter. 2 to be exact, 1 on each team, because it's been this kind of action ever since the opening tap, Chelsea.
Yeah, and also on that play, great pass vision from the redshirt freshman Asha Sra. She didn't play at all last season, took the redshirt year, and now in her really technical first year at GCU, already early on, she's had a lot of potential to be a great point guard pass facilitator for this Lopes squad.
Kind of a crowded point guard position for Molly Miller. Good problem to have with Jada Holland just coming back. And a nice steal that time. That was Sra on cue. Here's Osley to Simons. Low block Erickstrom. Erickstrom with 5 different Firestorm players around her gets tied up, and the possession error will keep it on this side of the floor.
And she had 3 players to fight for the ball there, and really right before the whistle blew, she got the possession, but jump ball results in the ball going to Firestorm here.
Firestorm makes the inbound steal as Alvarez drives, can't get it to go, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Firestorm's number 20. As she was battling with the Lopes number 20, Laura Erickstrom. It's off Alvarez, and the Lopes quickly into the front court, leading by 18. Callie Cooper, nice blast to the cutting Simons, who is hit as she passed off to Erickstrom. Shot went in, but it'll be waved off as the foul happened on the pass. And Dieger will be whistled for her first personal foul. Both teams substituting at will and going deep into their benches. Hallie Barham, the 5'8" sophomore from Salem, Oregon, will check in for the first time. Quick inbound to Erickstrom. That's what they wanted to do the last time. This time it works, and Erickstrom gets the shot to go. Alvarez just trying to do anything to get herself on track and can't even get a shot up. Poked away by Cooper, and suddenly it's a 2-on-none. Straw the assist, and Erikstrup feasting in this second quarter. She has scored all of the Lopes' 7 points since this quarter began, and it's 31-9. Another steal. This time it's Erikstrup and Simons teaming up for it. Straw will drive. Kick for Simons. Simons will bring it back out front. They kick for Cooper. Fake the three. Drive across the lane. Kick for Osley. Osley finding room. Give it to Cooper. Passes up the three. Great ball movement by the Lopes. Open look. Simons for three. Well, who is it going to be? It was like watching whack-a-mole, and they found the open person. It was Simons, and she's in the scoring column for the first time.
And that is a textbook offensive play for GCU, as now they get a textbook defensive play right afterward. GCU just looks incredible so far in this first half, and after that last offensive drive ending in McKenna Simons making that three-pointer, I mean, that passing is everything you want to see, especially, you know, Molly Miller's excited as a coach to see her players connecting at that level like that.
Out front, looking for room but not finding any, was Sophia Martinez, was able to get it into Dieger, and as she went up for the shot, she was sandwiched between two different defenders. And the Lopes will be whistled with Laura Erikstrup picking up their first team foul of the quarter. And Rusty Rogers will platoon. And Sydney Erikstrup will come in for Anna Osley for the Lopes. So right now, Rogers lineup stacks up with Hallie Barham, Addison Neal, who almost had the pass intercepted. Cooper can't save it from going out of bounds. Joining them, Hallie Payne, Emily Till, the two starting frontliners, and Teresa Moore. And that one intercepted. Straw comes down 2-on-2. There's Sydney Erikstrup, and she will lay it up and in. And the Lopes track meet continues. 38-9.
Asha Straw already with multiple steals, multiple assists. Here's another fast break for GCU.
And it's the Erikstrup sisters who have been a scoring machine, and we've only played 3.5 minutes in this quarter. They have a combined 13 points.
And mind you, they've been like kind of offensively cold. You haven't heard a lot from them on the floor here early on in their GCU career, and now all of a sudden in this game they're lighting it up. And that is something you love to see as a GCU fan. These two transfers from some great programs coming in and really getting things started here in this game.
Erikstrup, the block on one end. Simons can't get the shot to go, but Cooper saves it in the corner. Comes inside and then has it poked away. And this time it's the Firestorm forcing the turnover thanks to Hallie Payne. Payne with the ball out front, drives on Erikstrup. Kick for Emily Till. Baseline jumper is good, and Emily Till in the scoring column for the first time tonight. That's only the second field goal for the Firestorm in this quarter. Straw driving coast to coast, kick for Simons out front. Again, the Lopes ball movement has been nothing short of spectacular. Inside Erikstrup, off for Straw, open look for three, rolls off. Simons sneaks in to get the offensive board. And the Lopes will have another try, this time down the floor, as we near the midpoint of the second quarter. Low block for Laura Erikstrup, as she was fighting for position with Emily Till. Gets bumped from behind, and that will cost Till her first personal foul. That's team foul number 3 on ACU in this quarter. Jada Holland back in. Callie Cooper will check out. Lopes debuting the new home white uniforms for the first time this season. They've been wearing the purples since the beginning. Inside pass, there's Sydney Erikstrup. You can guess the rest on a nice assist by Asha Straw. 42-11, and the Lopes continuing to pour it on. Addison Neal out front for Emily Till. Till comes around the screen, keeps coming. Now kicking in the corner, open look. Neal's three is blocked nicely by McKenna Simons, and Simons has been everywhere defensively in this second quarter. Straw around an Erikstrup pick. That's Laura setting the screen. Both Laura and Sydney in at the same time, and Straw using the screen to get in the scoring column herself.
And again, I just love the play we're seeing today from Asha Straw. I mean, she's someone that doesn't look like this is her first season in collegiate basketball. I mean, she is facilitating. She's playing defensively. She gets her first points there, and I'm sure they won't be the last. I am really impressed by her play here today.
Sra on the drive, hook pass out front. Simons alone for three. Second time that Simons has been able to dial it up from three-point range.
And again, the pass from Asha Sra, just to hook it all the way outside of the arc. The fact that she even saw her that wide open is just beautiful play from her. And of course, Simons to be able to finish that three-pointer. Great play for GCU offensively.
Off balance shot by Till, not good. Almost was able to force the steal after Erikstrup got the rebound. Simons goes down hard but gets up smiling as she collided with friendly fire Sydney Erikstrup. Lopes with a lineup of Holland, the two Erikstrup sisters, Asha Sra and McKenna Simons. Sydney Erikstrup with the ball out front. Now Simons comes to get it in the opposite corner. Sra, that's a two, and it'll bound around and drop through. She had her foot on the line, but Sra looking very poised, as Chelsea has mentioned, and it's 49-11. Lopes are now just 3 points away from matching their total a week ago against Liberty. Here's Holland on the steal, the assist, and Sra will finish it off.
And GCU is playing just a fantastic brand of unselfish basketball right now. Every single player not afraid to make the extra pass to make sure their teammates are wide open and able to get the best shot possible on every single offensive drive.
This is as good as it gets for GCU. And with 3:12 to go and a stop on the play, we finally have a timeout. It's GCU 51, Arizona Christian 11, right here on ESPN+.
At GCU, private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Whataburger's cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day. All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Back to live action. Jada Holland going for the inbound steal, but is able to at least force the turnover as it was knocked away and then finally goes out of bounds underneath off the Firestorm. ACU is counting this as an exhibition game, which is obviously a good thing looking at the scoreboard, but it certainly doesn't make Rusty Rogers feel any better right now about what he's seeing. A 40-point lead, and we still have 3 minutes to go before halftime. That trickles out of bounds, and the Lopes will keep it. Asha Sra, Anna Osley, Jada Holland, Olivia Lane, and Sydney Erikstrup is the 5 on the floor for Molly Miller's Lopes. Lane with the ball out at the elbow, and now Jada Holland will call out a set play as she takes the dribble to the left side. Come around the lane screen, kick for Osley. Osley now for Sydney Erikstrup, bounce pass to Holland. 6 seconds on the clock. Holland drives, puts it up with the right hand and gets it. Jada Holland looking very calm, cool, and collected, despite the fact this is only her 3rd game played this year. She was waiting for waivers to be signed and finally has been able to make her presence known, and this is her first start since her freshman year when she was one of the top freshmen in the WAC for GCU. Steal out front. Sra comes down 3-on-2, looking low, still gets it to Lane, who has to kick out. Gets it for Erikstrup, out for Sra. She'll fire a 3, and she'll get it. And Asha Sra with 9 points in this quarter. Laura Erikstrup with 9 points in this quarter. And the Lopes have hit 56. We still have 2 minutes left to go before the intermission. Reagan Henry drives on Holland. Holland knocks the ball away once, twice, 3 times, completes the steal, and the long pass on the money for Erikstrup. Can't get the shot to go, but Lane will follow, has it blocked, but part of the arm will send Olivia Lane to the free throw line. And again, Rusty Rogers just has to feel like the Lopes are, his Firestorm are playing 5-on-9.
Yeah, GCU has been everywhere, both offensively and defensively, have not allowed the Firestorm to score in the last 4 minutes and 13 seconds. They're also 1 for 8, one of their last 8, excuse me. So it's been a cold quarter for them. It's also kind of just been a cold first half for them, unfortunately. But GCU, on the other hand, it has, I mean, their defense is a big part of that. I mean, they've been getting steal after steal, and also their passing, and as you see right there, once again, their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, Sydney Erickson didn't even have the position, but was able to go over the top cleanly and get the rebound, but couldn't hold on to it as the tie-up sends it back to the Firestorm with $1:43 left. So it's Addison Neal, Reagan Henry, Kayla Horrigan, Cynthia Lopez, and the lady with the ball putting it inside. Teresa Moore can't get the first shot to go, but it comes back to her, and she's finally able to get the lid off the basket as she's able to convert after missing her first 4 attempts. And it is 57-13. Osley on the drive. Henry stays with her. Here's Lane, turn around, open look, 14-footer, too hard. And Oregon has the rebound all to herself. Neal will outlet it. And even in the midst of this deficit, as Erickson gets in the passing lane, knocks it out of bounds, there are at least a couple of things that Rusty Rogers can point to. Addison Neal, as she checks out, has given them some Yeoman minutes off the bench, along with Reagan Henry. Henry now trying to get the inbounds pass. Can't do it. Finally, Lopez gets it. She gets it back, puts up the 3. That one won't go. But the rebound belongs to the Firestorm, and that three-pointer's blocked nicely. Holland got a piece into Henry's attempt. Here's Erickson. She'll drive, she'll put it up, she'll get it, score it, count it, foul. Send her to the free throw line, and like her twin sister, Sydney now goes to the line with a chance to get 9 points in this quarter alone.
And this quarter has been all Eric Strupp sisters, straight out of Portland, Oregon. They have been incredible in this quarter. And again, as I talked about earlier, they really haven't done a lot, especially offensively for GCU here early on in their first season in the purple and white. But they have been incredible here in this quarter today.
Lane somehow able to save it, but had her foot on the line. And again, the Lopes have just been making all kinds of plays, even when you don't see them, when they are crashing the offensive glass and don't have position. Final half minute of this first half, and this has been one for the ages for Molly Miller's team. You think they were upset about losing and having their 6-game winning streak snapped? I think so. And Lane forces the turnover. It'll be a traveling violation, so now it's the Lopes with a chance for the final shot of the half with 20 seconds to do it. The shot clock off, and Holland is going to yo-yo the ball out front. Give it off for Osley. Now 10 seconds, down 9. Holland surveying. Erickson, low block for Lane. Has it knocked away? Can she save it? Yes. Gets it to Osley. Now for Lane. Lane will put it up to beat the buzzer, and that one does not go. But that's one of the few misses the Lopes have had tonight. What a first 20 minutes of basketball. Stick around for our halftime show. We've reached the break here at Global Credit Union Arena. It's the Lopes of Grand Canyon 59, the Firestorm of Arizona Christian 13, right here on ESPN+.